All right, so big shout out to Josh Paredes here for posting this quote from Woj. It says Woj and Marks. And they actually talked about Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs approach and how basically, you can't accelerate the process. So I want to hear what they have to say to that.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so Josh Paredes watches a lot of basketball, okay? Because when you get to the point where you're just watching television and then you're like, oh, that was pretty cool, and you record it and put it online, you watch a lot of basketball, okay? I do the exact same thing, no hate, but yeah, the quality is not the best, but that's okay. All right, so let's take a look at what they had to say here. Actually, I know you guys hate it when I do this, but okay, you got to get with the program, man. Let me speed it up a little bit. All right, let's listen.
Protected first, and I know there's a temptation, certainly when you have a franchise level player like Victor on your roster, to accelerate this rebuild and push some of those there, but I do think there has to be certainly a level of patience. And
okay, that is a little too fast. I guess he speaks fast alone. Yeah, okay, sorry.
You can build it year by year. You don't have to do it in one summer.
Yeah, the case you have to make to Victor Wembanyama, of course he wants to win as fast as he can. They all want to win, but more importantly, you've got to sell him the vision of, we want to be very, very good and great over a long period of time.
And what's great about that is they've already sold him the vision. He's been very adamant, very open in saying, yes, dude, I'm with the program. I believe in the program. And it really helps when you have a history of winning championships. When you have that history, of course he should believe in it. And it's going to get to the point where he's mostly pointing the finger at himself rather than on his teammates or the front office when they fail. And that's actually a really good sign for any superstar going forward.
And the way to do that,
unless your franchise actually sucks, okay, then it's not on you. It's go somewhere else.
That is probably not to go out into the trade market and bring back necessarily a max level player who's 8 or 9 or 10 years older than him. That's not necessarily how you do this. You can point to Oklahoma City. You can point to Denver and say, we can.
That's the right way to do it.
Incrementally do this. And certainly that's what they're inclined to do in San Antonio. But they know what they have in Victor Wembanyama. And as one executive.
Okay, so yeah, so I completely agree with that. So basically, they're just saying that you got to be patient when you're selling to Victor. You got to let him know, like, this is a long-term process. We're going to gradually build this thing. He understands this. Victor knows this. He's been very open and adamant about how he gets it, and this is the direction that they're going in, and he's cool with it, and he's going to be involved in that process. That's all you can hope for. And I'm really happy with the franchise thus far, and I don't think that there's enough there for any of us at this point to highly criticize the Spurs. I mean, we can sit back and this will be a criticism. At the time I didn't agree, but I do agree with it now. If people wanted to go back to the DeMar DeRozan days and say, oh, maybe we should have tried to rebuild back then, like, obviously in hindsight was like, we got Wembanyama, right? But looking back, I can say that did feel like kind of a waste of time, right? It was a complete waste of time. And I think that the Spurs, coming off the Western Conference Finals, they thought, oh, we can still win. But those few years with DeRozan and LA teamed up, it was just a waste. It was just mediocre. It was terrible. But with them treating DeMar DeRozan the way that they did, they were able to do a sign and trade, and they made a lot of great deals since then. And I just think that we need to sit back and be like, hey, we have a pretty good franchise here, and at least give them a little room. This is all I ask. Just give Popovich and the front office the benefit of the doubt. I think that that's what they deserve. I think they've earned that over the years. Just give the franchise the benefit of the doubt, in that they know what they're doing. They're making the right moves. And hey, a lot of teams don't get their franchise generational talent within 1 year of trying to rebuild. Like, that typically doesn't happen. But with the Spurs, hey, when you do things the right way, the world gives you your rewards, right? So, but anyways, yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it any better than what Woj and Mark said here. Yeah, you got to be patient. But I think that the Spurs know this, and they're not going to be a franchise that screw over Wemby by bringing in like an older veteran right now. I don't think that that's a good idea. You know, the Trae Young stuff, that's a little different, you know, as far as his age range and everything, it's not that bad. But when you're jumping into guys like late in their careers, you probably shouldn't do that. You probably shouldn't do that. But anyways, I'll get with you guys later, man. Until next time, bye.